After witnessing the horror of her husband being murdered in cold blood, Erika Kirk also facing sickening remarks of those that did not agree with Charlie Kirk's views. Enter Jennifer Welch, who is taking things a few steps further by implying that the grieving widow is profiting off of her husband's death.
So this is intentional weaponization of her gender and her faith. And she is a grifter. And just look at the costume changes. Look at the costume changes. Look at the affect and how she does that. It's wild. This woman should be kicked to the curb. She is an absolute grifter, just like Donald Trump and just like her unrepentant, racist, homophobic husband was.
Our friends from NewsBusters are with us. Executive Editor Tim Graham, Managing Editor Curtis Houck. Tim, first word to you, please.
The wicked Welch of the West flew in on her broom and, just attacked a dead man and his widow. It's gross. And, can you imagine how the liberals would have responded if this is the way that right-wing radio hosts in the 60s treated Jackie Kennedy or Coretta Scott King? And it's not to say that Charlie Kirk was a president by any means, but I think we know from Welch's remarks here that if Donald Trump had turned his head a different direction and had been killed, she'd be ripping Melania and calling her a grifter and telling her to get out. And they're really sort of punishing her because she's handled this with grace. She dresses well, and somehow that makes her a grifter.
Yeah, she talked about her wardrobe changes. I mean, it just goes on. And Curtis, I think what is shocking, aside from the remarks, and I'm sure for our viewers at home having to listen to that, maybe they didn't even know that was out there, but it is that there's an audience base for that narrative. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, she had a syrupy profile in the New York Times as well. We took a look at that this past week at NewsBusters, and it's sad. I mean, the left is really running with her as like some sort of Joe Rogan or Charlie Kirk, podcaster for the left. That this is a way out of the wilderness for the Democrats. And to that I say good luck, because insulting a widow, the other one that I've seen out there that she's participating in is, that she smiles, that she's smiling at events, that she laughs with people, that she wears leather. It's really gross and disgusting. You just think, I'm like, would you say that to your neighbor? Would you say that to someone at your church? Would you say that to someone at their office, continuing to live their lives? Mary Catherine Ham, famous conservative political commentator, lost her first husband during the Obama administration, and she wrote this past week on X about this too, that widows grieve just like everybody else, but they often put on such a strong face for their children and for their employees and their friends, in saving a lot of the tough moments for privacy.
Yeah, I mean, I would take it a step further to your faith in Christianity. She is getting her strength from God, from Christianity, her faith. I mean, if you don't have an understanding, it's clear if you're making those remarks, you don't have an understanding of where she's getting her power from, her strength from. Yeah, it's hard to see that.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.